And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Thursday, November 16th. I am Josh Engleman, and I hope you guys can hear me well. I think that I got the volume dialed in before I got started, but I'm waiting on chat to let me know. So chat, let me know how I'm sounding. If I need to boost up any volume or anything like that, I can handle that. Crispy, what's going on? Larry, good morning. Biscuits, Aldon, everybody, what's going on? What's up, everybody? Sounding good? Oh, man, this table is... I can't figure out where to put my feet. I'm all over the place. So I'm in... good to go. So I'm in our rental house for right now. Gorgeous place. Sun's starting to come up a little bit here. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Let me show you guys. Let me see if I can add that. Can I do that? Can I add another camera? Probably not, right? Extra camera. Maybe I can do that. I can do that. Cool. Share. There you go, guys. Here's a little peeksies. I'll show you guys where I'm at right now. Let's go full screen on that bad boy. That's what we're doing. So I'm not in my normal office. I am sitting upstairs. Wife is asleep. Dog is probably asleep again, and I am here to talk some basketball. Two gamer. Awful slate. Get back to the proper layout. I'm gonna have to restart Excel, evidently, because there's updates. So let's handle that now before it just becomes an annoyance. Hope you guys had a good night. I did not play any DFS last night. That was not in the cards. And unfortunately for me, I ended up knocking a couple back, too many. Not my house, by the way, guys. Just a rental. I'm going to have a different setup starting tomorrow. But yesterday, when we got here, let's get this Excel back up on screen. Boom. And boom. So yesterday when we got here around 3. We got our things together, got everything situated. And then we went out and grabbed some food and, bounced around the island a bit. But we ended up meeting the big group of people vacationing here from Nebraska. So shout out if you guys actually open this up and watch this today. But I ended up having a bit too many drinks and stuff last night. And is everything okay? Me? Is everything okay for me? Yeah, well, just a little vacation, Larry. Nothing crazy. So we ended up having a bit more drinks last night than I was ever anticipating. And then, I got to bed at 11:30. Somewhere in 11:30, somewhere in that neighborhood. I haven't actually looked. What time did we go to bed? Yeah, it's terrible. 11:18, evidently. So I got just shy of 6 hours. Not ideal, but we'll be able to deal with it because it's a 2-game slate. And I don't care. We don't have to care about 2 games. This is easy. So we're just going to hang out, have fun. I don't have coffee made, which is kind of irritating. So Gatorade is going to be our cheers of the day. But let's get into it. We're going to be in and out. 2 games is not going to take very long. These teams are not on back-to-backs. Curry's already out. Draymond's already out. So we have a lot of the relevant information already. So this is actually going to be pretty easy. What we do with it will be a little bit different. Contenders videos and prize picks will be out later. I went 0-2 on prize picks yesterday. Luka couldn't get there. They were just... Washington's too bad. And then Jordan Poole didn't get there either. I needed a competitive game, and that wasn't quite what we got. I'm going to take another sip of this because the throat is killing me. Yeah, I'm hurting. It's going to be really fun to go back to sleep whenever that may happen. Oh, Rob. So there is coffee. I want to be clear. I just never got around to making it because I had to set up this entire nonsense that's around me this morning. But also, DoorDash would not be possible. I am on an island. They would have to bring that by boat. It would not be here for a while. Now there's a coffee shop on the island, but there's no DoorDash. There's no DoorDash. So anyway, I say we get into it. I'm gonna sneeze at some point in time. I can feel that coming. I will try to mute this as fast as I possibly can. Canoe dash. Yeah, that's what it would have to be. That's what it would have to be. No cars on the island, other than like their work vehicles or like island vehicles or like work trucks. If people are here building or something like that. But they're humans. The people that are here on the island only use golf carts. Yeah, you got it, Rob. Yeah, just golf carts. I can't figure out where to put my feet. This table, wow, nice. It's got wood in places where legs don't go. I don't think I'm meant to sit here. That was really uncomfortable. Let's get into this. If you're here, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, notification bell, all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. 2 games. I'm an island boy. It's too early for this mess. Tanner, I'm on Bald Head. All right, here we go. If you've got a coffee, I am jealous. I should have made it. I can see it. It's sitting in my eye line. But I didn't necessarily want to suck down any coffee with the chance that I might go back to bed in 30 minutes. So we're going to cheers with Gatorade. If you've got coffee, that would be great. Tea, water, beer, joints, whatever you're doing here. Rise and Grind banner not here, but we still do it anyway, even with a bit of a hangover. Cheers, guys. I'll be honest. I'd rather have that Gatorade than a coffee. Full stop. Full stop. All right, let's do this. Let's get into it. First game up, Brooklyn Nets on the road, 4-point dogs in Miami, 217 total. Ben Simmons out for a bit. Cam Thomas still out with that left ankle sprain. That's everybody that really matters. I'm going to be bouncing around a little bit with windows. Actually, I could shrink this one. Let's do that. And then let's open up another Excel window. There we go. Perfect. Oh, Rob, I'm going to be good to go. My problem is lack of sleep. If I get another hour's worth of sleep, I'm going to be totally fine. So I'm not too worried about it in that regard. Waking up at 5:15 was the true problem. Now that my day is moving well, that'll help. So for tonight, by the way, I will be on the deeper dive. No Adam. Adam is going to the Ravens game. So it's Spags and I on the deeper dive tonight. Who knows what's going to come up for that one? Yeah, we knocked them back for a while, but at the same time, we were only out for 3 hours. We went back to their place and had a couple drinks for a bit, but it wasn't like Monday night. That was worse. My real issue is just being a little overslept. With the Gatorade, I'm going to be good. I'll be right as rain in no time. I honestly wish I would rather have a tea. Oh man, the sun's really coming up nice. I wish that I could, well, I guess you guys can see that sort of, but we're in the woods, but the beach is 15 seconds from us. Let's get through Brooklyn. I could randomly talk about dumb stuff all day. You guys know that. Okay, so for Brooklyn, we had this rotation last time out with no Cam Thomas, no Ben Simmons. I mean, technically we've had it 3 times, but now that Nick Claxton's back, I think that's a little different. We had 20 minutes out of Day'Ron Sharpe back-to-back games. Is that Does that make sense? Was that a blowout? When did they play? The 14th. Okay, so they beat Orlando by 20. Did Day'Ron Sharpe get all of that time in blowout run? Yeah. No, actually. He played 24 minutes, sort of legit. He played the whole second quarter, basically. Claxton getting giant foul trouble? 4 personals. Picked up 2 right out of the gate. Picked up his 3rd, and then immediately picked up 4. Okay. So they did go to Day'Ron Sharpe legitimately. And up until the end of the blowout run, who played in blowout run? So they went small when they were up by 15. That's interesting. So I assume they still want Nick Claxton to play real minutes. He just didn't. And I wonder if the plan is to stagger him too. I'm going to stick with the 28 minutes that I gave him. It does appear that they're willing to go a little bit bigger on Day'Ron Sharpe, though. Like, if Sharpe is going to be essentially Claxton's backup, and he basically was. They basically played minute for minute for each other. So I'm going to move those, what I thought would be Trendon Watford minutes, and go to like 28-18, because they are live to stay small. That could also be a thing. 31 minutes for Cam Johnson. He played 29. Did he get hurt? Do I remember that correctly? Did he leave? Because he didn't play the entire second quarter. There's no way that's... And he played most of the first quarter and basically the entire third quarter. And closed normally with 29 minutes. So Did he leave the floor early? Do you guys remember that from 2 nights ago? I feel like he did. I feel like I remember seeing that tweet come through. Maybe I'm wrong. But either way, at 32 minutes for Cam Johnson, he played 10 and a half minutes in the first quarter. Like, even if Bridges didn't close the second quarter. They closed with like Lonnie Walker. Stupid team. All right, 30 minutes for Dinwiddie. Now, he played 37 and a half. He played the final 14 minutes of the game. All right, so I'm going to go to 31 on Dinwiddie, I guess. Royce O'Neal continues to play 30 minutes a night. Dorian Finney-Smith doesn't, which is weird to me. Like, to me, those guys are in the opposite order. I'm going to stick with 31 for Cam Thomas. Lonnie Walker played 19. I can go to 18. ESJ played 18. I can go to 18. Leaves me 3 minutes of like random time. I'll just bury that on Watford for right now. There's a little wiggle room on this team for sure. I don't feel confident enough that they like want to go to Spencer Dinwiddie, even though he played 37 minutes there. Maybe they feel like they have to with Cam Thomas out. But I don't want to go to 32 on Dinwiddie because he's only played, well, he's done it 3 times. 32 feels aggressive. I'll have that conversation with Adam later. Let's look on the Miami side. Miami side should be a lot easier here. On the injury report for Miami, no Tyler Hero, which we know. Everybody else that could play is available, including Caleb Martin. Now, that's a little bit different. Caleb Martin has only played the opener, played 19 and a half minutes. I'm going to assume that Caleb Martin is not going to be playing massive minutes. I'm going to also assume that they continue this Bam 34 minutes, Kevin Love most of the center minutes, Thomas Bryant situation. But we're going to have to shave 20 minutes. Like, Caleb Martin's coming back from a left knee thing, which means that he's probably not in aggressive game shape. So I'm going to go to 20 minutes on Caleb Martin. The question then becomes, I guess we're just going to take most of it away from Drew Smith. Duncan Robinson's playing even more than I have him projected for, so I'm going to bump him up to 32. Okay, what happened to Kyle Lowry in this game? This is stupid. Okay, so Miami beat Charlotte by 6. Kyle Lowry picked up 3 fouls in the first 3 minutes of the game, did not come back in until he started the third quarter, played basically the entire third quarter, and then never saw the floor again. They closed Richardson, Jaquez, Butler, Robinson, Bam. That's one way to do it. So I can't assume 32 minutes for Kyle Lowry, but I will go 31. Josh Richardson played 33. All of that feels like it needs to come down. 34 for Butler will stay. 30 for Duncan Robinson will stay. Highsmith and Jaquez are the guys that are likely to be losing this time. So why did Thomas Bryant play? That's a better question. So they just bought Bam an extra couple minutes of rest? Bam's staggering with Duncan Robinson, which is interesting. I'm thinking they might just end that Thomas Bryant rotation and not do it. But maybe they're going to try to do it for one quick rotation. Just get him a couple minutes to spell Bam. The real question is, what do we do with Jaquez and Highsmith? Let's get the 31 on Duncan. I honestly think it should probably be 32. I'll take Jaquez down to 22, Haywood Highsmith to 26. I don't have a great feel there. I really don't. But I think we're in the ballpark here. So let's take a look and see what this looks like for the game. Because I'm guessing, I'm going to assume, I shouldn't assume, but I am going to assume that there are no props on like all of these side dudes for Miami right now. I can't imagine there are like Jaquez or Highsmith props. If there are, great. Yeah, there's not. Butler, Bam, Duncan Robinson, and Kyle Lowry. So Butler projected for 23.5 points. I only have 21.5. Let's go ahead and give Jimmy Butler a mild usage bump. Run that down a little bit. Bam, I have at 22 points. That's where he is. Duncan Robinson at 15 to the under. Perfect. Kyle Lowry, 8 to the under. Close enough. So let's look at who we like here from Miami. Let me see if I can make that a little bit bigger for you guys. Oh, too big. 180? 180 will work. Best plays on Miami that I see is probably Butler at 8,600, but only small forward eligible. Bam, I mean, 9,200. Like he's playing that well. 1.36 fantasy points per minute so far this season for Bam. That's good. 9,200 feels like it's going to be tough. It seems like it's just going to be easier to get to Butler. And then we're going to have value in Golden State. I'm guessing you're going to get Looney at a really interesting price tag. You're probably more interested in Shea. I would rank Miami, Butler. Man, all these guys just have one position. It's so stupid. Butler, Bam, Robinson, Lowry. Yeah. That's where we'll be for Miami. Now let's look at the Brooklyn side of this game. Brooklyn, I want to go to Nick Claxton. I'm going to assume that guy is going to play 28 minutes. And if he does, he's a 1.1 fantasy point per minute guy. Interesting matchup. Ownership will tell a big story there. And then Cam Johnson, 5,900. I want to go back to him. He's a 0.9 guy. The minutes are fully available for him. So I'm very interested in Cam Johnson and Nick Claxton. To a lesser degree, Day'Ron Sharpe. If we're assuming he's getting 18 minutes, he will be something to pay attention to today. Royce O'Neal and Bridges and stuff, these guys are already priced where they should be. I don't like the guards or anything here either. So that would be Claxton and Johnson. And we'll see all of this when we run our optimal crunch after this next game. So let's close it out. Oklahoma City taking on Golden State. Thunder, 3-point favorites in Golden State, 227 total. The Thunder have everybody available. The Warriors obviously do not. So Oklahoma City minutes are probably not going to get touched unless they did some real wild shit. Oh yeah, Kenrich Williams is back. Played 14.9 minutes. I had him projected for 15. That one feels good. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to maintain everything else I see here. They haven't really been moving their rotation around all that much. Jalen Williams plays. Kenrich Williams plays. Micic played over nobody, I guess. 11-14. What happened in that game? Oh, yeah. They beat the living tar out of San Antonio. Yeah, that one was over. Oh, well, they did most of that in the fourth quarter. Wow. So the Thunder had a 15-2 run to start the third quarter. Oh, man, it's even worse than that. They had a 13-0 run to close the second quarter. They opened the third quarter on a 15-2 run. So they were on a 28-2 run from the end of the second quarter to the midpoint of the third quarter. They briefly gave up 4 points. Then they went on another 13-4 run. Then they had another 17-3 run in the fourth quarter, at which point this one was long done. So yeah, I don't have anything to change for the starters. We're going full steam ahead, Oklahoma City, the normal way. Golden State, on the other hand, we have to reproject. No Draymond, no Steph. Draymond going to be out for a couple games. So is Steph, I guess. Craziness. Stupid Draymond. So I guess we need to think through what this team is really going to look like. What's today? 16th? Yeah. So I'm going to pull up the rotations and everything from that game where Draymond got tossed, because while they don't normally match, it'll at least help us out a bit, considering Draymond and Clay both got the gate immediately, and they went to Looney and Podzimski, or however the hell you say that name. I should figure that out. Brandon. Yeah. Where's Basketball Reference? They better have it there. Podziemski? Got it. Podziemski. Brandon Podziemski. That's the first time that I've ever had to say that. So, Chris Paul is going to be the first guy that we're projecting. Get the point guard in, played 36 minutes. Can't imagine that's like the total goal, but we will go 34. He's an old man. I can't go 36 to Chris Paul. So then we need to get Clay. I'm going to say 34 for Clay. We know we're going to get Wiggins. Wiggins played 28. Even with these dudes out, 28. Stupid rotations, too. I mean, I can't go. I'm going to go 30 because it's Wiggins, and now they're down Draymond. All right, Looney. ended up playing 31. I think Looney played 29.5 on the 6th when Draymond sat the back-to-back. And then when Draymond missed those opening 2 games, 28 and 28. I think we're going 28 to Looney with a little bit of upside. And then the question becomes, who is the 5th starter? We only got 16 minutes out of Kuminga. Saric played 32. It becomes really tricky. Like, Podziemski is not going to play the same way that he did. First of all, he's not going to go 9 of 18 and 3 of 8 and play 38 minutes. Like, we know that's not happening. So he basically came straight in for Clay. So that was Paul. Okay, we are going to get massive minutes out of Dario Saric. I'm going to go, is 30 crazy? It's probably not, right? I think that's reasonable. And then that slots in 18 for Kuminga. I'm going to pop 14 in for Podziemski right now. Moody can grab this run. Actually filling itself out a little bit easier than I expected. So how did they handle center? Looney's out there. When Looney came off, they went to like Trace Jackson Davis, I guess, as the 5. Because it was Gary Payton, Corey Joseph, Kuminga, Podziemski. Then when Looney wasn't on to start the second quarter, it was still Trace Jackson Davis. Then Looney came on. When Looney came off in the third, again, it was Davis. Until they got back to Saric. Yeah, so let's get Trace Jackson Davis in for like 12 minutes. We're going to need to get Gary Payton in for 18, 16. He really doesn't play as much as I thought he would. That leaves me 10. That's 10 men, but you never trust these guys. Corey Joseph can probably play a little bit more. Maybe we go 10 to Corey Joseph. Call it a day. Rates don't really have to change much because I already have Steph out. It's not like Draymond really changes them much. Let's see what we have. Are there props, actually? That would be another interesting piece of this. Let's save this file first. And let's see what props we have for this game. Okay, so we've got Clay, Wiggins, and Paul have points props. Clay is at 21.5. I got him at 22. Perfect. Wiggins is at 14.5 juice to the over. I have 15.4. Perfect. And then Chris Paul is at 14.5 to the under. I'm at 14.5. Perfect. Now you're playing. We got to play the. We're playing a ton of Golden State. Wiggins at 5,100 looks great. Chris Paul at 6,700 looks great. Dario Saric at 5,200 power forward center looks great. Kevon Looney at 5,400 looks great. Klay Thompson 6,600 shooting guard small forward looks great. Those 5 guys are fantastic plays. I don't really see a path. Like, Podziemski's 4,600 now. Impossible to get to. I just don't think he's going to play enough. He's not just going to suddenly play those 30 minutes, right? That's not going to happen. Because Clay's here now. So his price is useless. You're never playing Corey Joseph. I think if you want to go to anybody, it's either Kuminga or Peyton, but neither one of them are going to look good on paper. Moody, in theory, could be gettable at 3,600, but he's like a 0.8 guy. It's hard to give any of these guys enough minutes to care. So then let's take a look at Oklahoma City and then run crunches. So for OKC, yeah, like everybody from the Thunder looks worse than Golden State. You've got Chet 7,500 would be interesting, but he's not power forward as well. It's just center. And that becomes so difficult. I will continue to like Jalen Williams, the power forward, at 6,100. His points prop is at 15.5. I've got him projected for 15.9. Like, I'm right there. Shea's projected for 31. I got 30. I like paying 10.6 for Shea. It's Maurice. Love Asheville, man. Love Asheville. Only reason I'm not there more is because it's 6 hours. If Asheville were slightly closer, we go like once a year. We went right after we got married 10 years ago. It's a good time. Love Asheville. One of my favorite places. OKC blowout. The line is 3. They're not even the biggest favorite on today's slate. Look, Shea, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren are the 3 best guys. Giddey at 7K doesn't feel great, but you can do it. Let's run these crunches. Let's see what we got. Thanks for putting up with me today, folks. Helps a bit. Let's full screen that bad boy. Let's share. Boom. And then let's grab our DraftKings projections and see where we stand. I have a feeling we're going to see some pretty ugly value show up. I'm guessing Shea ends up in the optimal because of how he's projected on this slate. Like, we got to think about this. Most expensive guy on the slate is Shea at 10.6. Second most expensive guy on the slate is Bam at 9,200. And I think that's just going to be a little bit harder at center. So I think the natural way to do this is going to be like Shea, Butler, or Bridge, probably Butler. And then you're paying down at center to like Day'Ron Sharp is my guess. Okay, so optimal lineup 258.4 by 0.3. Paul, CP, Clay, Wiggins, Cam Johnson, Day'Ron Sharp, Shea, Saric, Looney. So it didn't go to that second 8K guy. It just stayed balanced after that. Not surprised to see Sharp pop up there. Chris Paul was in 50 of 50, Clay in 49 of 50, Saric in 48, Wiggins in 42, Looney in 40, and then a giant drop off. That's interesting. Let's throw some rando on it and see what we get. 100% randomness, 150 lineups. All right. Paul, Clay, Saric, Wiggins, Looney. That is the order for me right now. Then Shea is like close to a must. Giddey, Jalen Williams, Butler, Chet, and Nick Claxton both coming in at a 30% range. That's that next tier. I'm going to have trouble getting to Bam because of the position. Who am I getting to as cheap value? Isaiah Joe. 3,500, but shooting guard, small forward eligible. A little bit of Love, a tiny amount of Gary Payton, tiny amount of Caleb Martin, Day'Ron Sharpe. Looks like Isaiah Joe is going to carry a little bit of weight today because of his position in price. All right, let's see what we have on FanDuel, and then we are done. I was honestly hoping I could have finished this one a little bit faster and got to bed. So let's grab the FanDuel projections. There we go. All right. Optimal lineups on FanDuel. Thursday, November 16th. 292.77. Optimal by 0.14. Shea, CP, Jalen Williams, Klay Thompson, Wiggins, Cam Johnson, Saric, Royce O'Neal, Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren. Interesting. Didn't expect to see Chet there. Huh. All right, so of the 50 FanDuel lineups generated with no randomness, 98% Klay, 94% Wiggins, 88 CP, 84 Jalen Williams. I think that shooting guard is really helping there. 72% Saric, 68 to Butler, 60 to Shea, 60 to Cam Johnson. One lineup with Bam Adebayo. Now, if we throw randomness on, that's when it'll start to show up. So let's throw some randomness on. Check it out. Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, both hit 71%. Shea, third. Shea's going to have like 60% ownership today. He's just going to be massive. He's just a different thing than everybody else. CP, Butler, Jalen Williams, Bridges, Saric, Cam Johnson. That's everybody north of 50%. Man, these FanDuel lineups just always look so much better than DraftKings. It's crazy. Well, we're nice and bright out there now, guys. And that's going to be the end of this one. So I'll have contenders out later. Probably not going to record them until after I do the strategy show with Adam. For these two gamers, I kind of just want that to be a bit more dialed in. Prize picks will be out in the early afternoon as well, somewhere in that like 11, 12, 1 range. And then deeper dive later tonight, myself and Spags. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I'll have a different view tomorrow. I don't know where I'll be. I got to get set up somewhere. But why is light where you live? Why is it light out? That's the sun rises every day. It's crazy like that. So thanks, guys. It was fun. I like doing these shows in different places. It's a good time. I'll see you guys in a couple hours. NBA strategy show. Oh, by the way, if you're watching and you haven't signed up for our Sims tool, Millie is the promo code, MILLY. Click the link in the description. 20% off our Sims. We hit a Millie winner. Short Gamer TV won the Millie on Sunday. We're kicking it down to you guys. So sign up. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys later. This was